The history of the Glory Folder really is, New West KnifeWorks, obviously, we're knife manufacturers. We have the Mountain Man Toy Shop where we sell hunting knives, pocket knives, all sort of outdoor knives. And I always wanted to have a pocket knife of our own that we make. And even more than that, I started developing this in the late 10s, and it really was because in the marketplace, I could not find the product that I wanted to buy. At that time particularly, but even still today, like the whole focus of the pocket knife industry was on tactical knives. So like these tactical, and tactical means fighting knives really. So all the pocket knives were really being made and designed as if the main function was to get in a knife fight and shank somebody. Like I don't carry a knife around every day because I'm planning on getting in a fight with knives. Like if things are going south, I'm either looking for my gun or running. I'm not looking to get in a knife fight with somebody. And so the inspiration for the design of the Glory Folder was that it was really a combination of two things. So first of all, the just classic gentleman's pocket knife is like a slip lock knife that you carry down in your pocket. I think of like the two-bladed Trapper, the classic Buck 110, these sort of functional knives that forever, that's what men carried in their pocket. But then, I think in the 80s, led mostly by like Spyderco, it really became the development of the everyday carry knife, the EDC. And the two big sort of advancements in sort of pocket knife technology culture was that it's just to make the knife more functional, it had two qualities. One, it had a clip. So that you could carry it in your pocket. It was always in the right spot. Sometimes I actually carry mine in my back pocket, depending on what I'm doing, but you could put it in your pocket. You always know where it is. You're not down in your pocket looking for it. It can't fall out. You can get it out a lot quicker. And then the other big innovation that I feel like it was Spyderco that really, whether they invented it but just really drove it, was one-handed opening. So before that, the classic slip lock, you'd have to get your knife out and put down whatever you were trying to cut, and with two hands, open your knife. The innovation of one-handed opening, which Spyderco had their own method. Today there's autos, there's buttons that make it shoot out, but at the end of the day, you want to be able to open the knife with one hand. So that if you're cutting, you have a piece of rope in your hand and you want to be able to cut it, you can open your knife, cut it, and actually with the liner lock like this, you can also shut it, put your knife away, and never have to put down what you're cutting. So that's what I was trying to put together with this knife, which again had been done, but everything had sort of gone to this tactical place. So what I was trying to do was have a knife that had the aesthetic of a gentleman's folder, that you carry every day with the functionality of an EDC, so a clip and a method to open it with one hand. So that's really what I was trying to do. And literally in the marketplace, I couldn't find it. No one was doing that thing. You still had old school slip lock, two-bladed Trapper, Buck 110 sort of style knives, and then everything else was a black tactical. A lot of times had like a Tanto blade for stabbing hoods of cars or whatever, I don't know. But the blade itself wasn't even usually designed to be functional for cutting everything else but stabbing someone. So they were overly thick, overly heavy. And so that is what led to the Glory Folder. So this knife is, I believe, and obviously I made it, but is very aesthetic. It's just a thing of beauty in your pocket. When you pull it out, it doesn't look like you're on a SWAT team or something. It's sort of a beautiful tool for you and for you to show people, and it's a pleasure when you use it. But let us be clear, this knife was also built ground up to get as Western as you need to get. And so besides the functionality of the clip and the liner lock and the one-handed flipper opening, it has an incredibly thick liner of titanium that is absolutely bomb-proof. The blade is made out of CPM S35VN, which is just super high performance particle metallurgy steel that has the perfect combination of edge holding, toughness, that's often overlooked in blade steels, and then awesome stain resistance. And those are the three qualities that you want together in a sturdy, everyday, dependable outdoor knife. Pretty unique to us, so we far from invented it, is the flipper opening. There are knives that, there's a classic sort of big hole in the blade, Spyderco style one-handed opening. There are knives that are what's called assisted opening, where you start to push on it and it swings open. There are knives that are full automatics that you press a button and the thing shoots open. Ours is a flipper, and it really is, you're just using the strength of your finger and your wrist to open the knife. It is not automated, but it is simple to open and close. This also is on the theme of highly functional gentleman's folder. I don't always want to pull my knife out and have it shoot out in a scary way. Scares the ladies sometimes. Just is, again, not really necessary in function. The more something is automated, the more chances it can break as well. Like, there's nothing about this that is going to fail. And so you can get your knife out one-handed and open simply without any extra frills about it. It is, it actually is a little bit of a fidget spinner. Like, when you first get it, it does take a little practice to get the flip right and to open and close it with your thumb, but that's kind of the pleasure of owning this special tool that is all yours. So the clip is made out of titanium. It is strong to very strong, as we might say. I take this knife with me everywhere. So even, for example, when I'm on raft trips wearing surf trunks, I will have it just clipped into the waistband of my surf trunks, and it holds nice and strong. So obviously, having a strong clip is important if you're just running hard, if you're upside down in the stirrups, or if you're rafting Class 5 whitewater, you want to know it's going to stay where you put it. So this frame lock, I made this name up, frame lock, liner lock. So what we did is, modern pocket knives are usually held open with what's called a frame lock or a liner lock. The most sort of bomb-proof tacticals, the entire frame is made into the lock. I don't find that, for one, aesthetic, two, it's sort of way overbuilt. So what we did is we used what is traditionally called a liner lock that is holding the knife open and just giving the structure to the handle, but it is way oversized. And so that's why I call it a frame lock, liner lock. Like, it is 2 or 3 times thicker than you will see on your standard liner lock pocket knife. It's because, again, even though I want this to be sort of an aesthetic looking gentleman's folder, it needs to be as bomb-proof as possible. Like, we're from Wyoming, things get Western, and if you got to jam your pocket knife into something you shouldn't, you want to know that it's going to stay open when you do it and not break. We call this the Saddleback Glory Folder. So we called this blade the Saddleback design blade. It's really a classic drop point, but then we put this little swage saddleback in there that is nice, like if you're using your finger out here, and it also just looks freaking cool. So another quality of these things is just the precision assembly and fit up. Like, it is not machine some parts, screw them together, and away you go. The precision to which everything needs to fit together for this to work, particularly the lockup between the liner and the blade, is, to me, it feels like it's on the borderline of voodoo as opposed to precision measuring. Our Jordan, who is our master pocket knife maker, came from making watches. And so that has been a huge benefit to us, because literally the precision required right at this point to get the titanium liner to match up with the S35BN blade, follow the ramp, have the perfect amount of strength to hold the blade open, but the right fit to be able to close it again. And then you combine that with the fact that titanium is sticky as shit. And so we work some voodoo magic on the titanium itself and the blade at that point, so that they will slide together nicely, which again is, nothing takes the place of practice. So we've been making this for, I don't actually know, 6 or 8 years, and it's just been a continual learning. They continually get refined. We try to make them better every time. Another awesome thing for these as gifts is we do in-house laser engrave any blade, and so as a gift we are more than happy to, and I would highly recommend to you, if you're getting this as a gift, to engrave something on the blade that's going to allow the receiver to remember you for the literally decades that they will own this knife.